Fireman Sam. Christmas in Pontypandy. When the people of Pontypandy woke up on Christmas Eve, there was a surprise for them. It had snowed heavily during the night, and now the village was glistening in the sun. "Magic!" shouted Norman as he ran out of the shop. "See you later, Mum. I'm off sledging." "Norman!" shouted Dilys, looking around. "Come back here and help me clear the path." But Norman had run off down the street with his sledge. James and Sarah were making a snowman. "The finishing touch," grinned James, placing an old cap on the snowman's head. "He looks just like Trevor," Sarah giggled. "Oh, hello, Trevor. Didn't see you there. What do you think of our snowman?" Trevor laughed. "Very handsome." Norman came tearing up the road. "Come on, you two. Bring your sledge. I'll race you down the mountain." 100 miles an hour, cried James, and the three children set off with their sledges towards the hillside overlooking Pontypandy. Up at Pontypandy fire station, the firemen had cleared all the snow from the drive, so Jupiter, the fire engine, could get away quickly if there was an emergency call. "Mustn't let snow disrupt us, eh, Fireman Sam?" said Station Officer Steele. "No, sir," agreed Fireman Sam. "But let's hope we're in for a quiet day. We've got to go and fetch the Christmas tree for the village square." "Quite right, Fireman Sam," said Station Officer Steele. "Can't have Christmas without a tree." Outside the village, Sarah, James and Norman were having fun sledging. "Whee!" squealed Sarah as she and James shot down the hill. "Let's try over there," suggested Norman, pointing at a much steeper slope. "We could beat the world's snow speed record." "I don't think," said James as they trudged up the top of the steepest hill. "It's very steep." "Come on, scaredy cat," jeered Sarah. "Bag's eye, go in front." 1, 2, 3, go! shouted Norman, and off they went, faster and faster, gathering speed over the smooth snow. Norman was in the lead. "First one through the gate's the winner," he yelled as he shot between the gate posts. "Yes, it's the gold for Norman Price. Magic!" "Look out!" cried Sarah as the sledges sped on. "We're heading straight for the pond." Norman rolled off his sledge into a snowdrift. "Brake, James! Brake!" screamed Sarah, but their sledge was going too fast. It reached the bottom of the hill and shot across the ice to the centre of the pond. There was a loud crack. "The ice is breaking!" gasped Sarah in horror. "We'll drown!" screamed James. "Don't move!" yelled Norman. "I'll go and phone for help." And he ran off towards Pandy Lane, leaving Sarah and James clinging to their sledge in the centre of the pond. At Pontypandy fire station, the alarm rang out and a message came through on the printer. "Children trapped on ice in middle of Pandy Pond," read Station Officer Steele. A few seconds later, the firemen were on their way in Jupiter. "Great fires of London! It's Sarah and James!" cried Fireman Sam when they reached the pond. "Don't panic, you two!" "Save us, Uncle Sam!" shouted James. The fireman placed a ladder on the ground and carefully extended it over the ice towards the children. "Now then, Sarah," called Fireman Sam, "come towards me slowly on all fours. Wait a minute, James." "Okay, Uncle Sam," said James bravely. Sarah crawled along the ladder to the edge of the ice, and a few moments later she was standing safely on the bank. "Your turn now, James," said Fireman Sam. Soon James too was safe on the ground again. "Right then," said Fireman Sam. "Let's get you three warm and dry. Come on." Sarah, James and Norman climbed into Jupiter with the firemen, and they set off back to Pontypandy. Bella soon had the children warming themselves in front of the fire. "These sausage rolls are great for warming you up when you come back from an Arctic expedition," said James. "If it hadn't been for Norman, you wouldn't be back at all," said Fireman Sam. "Snow is great fun to play in, but ice can be very dangerous. You should only sledge where you know it's safe," he warned. "Thanks, Norman," said Sarah. "Okay," mumbled Norman bashfully. As darkness fell on the village, the snow made everything look magical. "This is a great Christmas tree, Uncle Sam," said James as everyone gathered around to sing carols. Fireman Sam produced a large sack and spoke to the twins. "I'm working on Christmas Day, so you'd better have these now." He reached into the sack. "There's one for you too, Norman." "Thanks a million!" they cried excitedly. "Just one more thing to do," said Fireman Sam as he finished his cocoa later that night. "Might as well, just in case." And he hung his Christmas stocking on the mantelpiece. He looked out of the window at the snow-covered village, sparkling in the moonlight. "Merry Christmas, Pontypandy," he said.